Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days. Welcome to a struggling Wrestling Days because my voice is absolutely shot. And what a show. I mean, I was screaming pretty much all throughout it. There was 5 matches on this card and I thought we would just do a quick review of it. Now, I did give my thoughts in the live stream at the end of the live stream. The live streams also got all of my reactions to all of the matches and thoughts throughout. So if you haven't seen that, if you're really into this show, and why wouldn't you be, it was fantastic, then everything, all of my thoughts, all of my reactions, a review at the end, it's all in that live stream, and there will be a link to that at the end of this video. So yes, let's go through the card. First match was the NXT Tag Team Championship match. This saw Undisputed Era against Oney, Lorcan and Danny Burch. This match exceeded my expectations. I didn't have high hopes for it, but I thought it was a good opener. Adam Cole interfering. No Pete Dunne coming down. Actually, Adam Cole was like chucked out as well. So really not much on this show for Adam Cole. I really thought he was going to have a bigger part to play. But Danny Burch, Oney, Lorcan looked brilliant. They really did themselves proud. But I think the right result, Undisputed Era, are obviously very important to NXT, so it would make sense to keep the titles on them, and that's exactly what happened. Second match, wow! Velveteen Dream versus Ricochet. Velveteen Dream comes out dressed as Hulk Hogan. He's got like the bandana, the yellow rippable shirt. He's got feather boas as well. It was absolutely huge moment. And as I said, you know, it's, I think, really important that Velveteen Dream obviously is a black man, and obviously Hogan with the whole racism thing. It just felt like a nice moment where, like, I think Velveteen was saying, I'm cool with Hogan. I'm cool with him coming back. Because the questions have been asked, is now the right time? And it seems like the Velveteen Dream is okay with it. And as well as all of that, I totally missed it at the time. Velveteen Dream was wearing Prince Puma themed ring attire. So he had this Hulk Hogan themed entrance gear. And then when he just got down to his ring attire, it was Prince Puma themed. Prince Puma obviously was Ricochet when he was in Lucha Underground. Ricochet wasn't playing any games. He just came out normal ring attire. And this match was fantastic. So good. Like, there were some great spots where every time they were going up on the top rope, they would try and knock each other off. And Velveteen was trying to match the athleticism of Ricochet. I thought the commentators did a good job of kind of pointing that out. Massive suplex off the ring to the outside, and great spot. And then obviously Velveteen going up top, and he was going to have to jump like all the way over to the other side of the ring. He goes for it. Ricochet moves. Ricochet going up top. He had to jump halfway over the ring. Does a, you know, a pose, a Velveteen Dream pose. Drops an elbow. Yeah, you know, it was so good. There was lots of little moments in there. I mean, that only resulted in a 2.5 or 2 3/4 count. But it was Ricochet that picked up the victory. And much deserved. It was a brilliant match. I honestly wouldn't have complained had the Velveteen Dream won. And this match, honestly, for me, was up there with match of the night. I would say the main event gets it, but it's real close, you know. I've just watched it back, the Velveteen Dream Ricochet match. It's real close. That match is incredible. And sadly, I think it will be overshadowed by what was to come, namely the main event, which we will get to. Next, we got the NXT Women's Championship match. This was Nikki Cross taking on Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler obviously just didn't know how to cope with Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross just saying, do it, Shayna, do it! Wanting Shayna to hit her. and Striker, and yeah, she was crazed. But once we got past that, you know, the match kind of didn't settle down. It wasn't the longest of matches, actually. Bottom line is that Nikki Cross gets choked out. She doesn't quit. The referee just stops it. Shayna retains the title, and Nikki Cross is just laughing at the end. So I don't think Nikki Cross was that bothered. I just can't get my head around why they would keep Nikki Cross down in NXT if they weren't going to put the title on her. So no idea where this goes from here. And then that brought us to the NXT Championship match. Aleister Black against Lars Sullivan. Hard-hitting stuff. Black Mass attempt near the start of the match that was caught. And so kind of set the tone. Lars Sullivan busted open towards the end. Some big strikes in here. Some big kicks. Big moments. I mean, Lars Sullivan came down off the top rope. I think he delivered a headbutt, I think it was, to Aleister Black that was down. But it's just like to see that, I mean, like, he is huge. He is huge. To see him come crashing down onto Aleister Black from the top was something to behold. This was a hard-hitting main event. It was a great match. Again, probably better than I was expecting. But a botch. Massive botch in this match. It's sure to be on Botchamania. Lars Sullivan standing there, and Aleister Black delivers Black Mass, but honestly misses him like by that much. And down goes Lars Sullivan. It looked awful. It looked awful. I couldn't figure out why he had gone down. Like, that Black Mass was nowhere near him. Thankfully, it didn't result in the pin. The finish wasn't too far away from that. But when the finish did come, it was quite nice. There was, as I said, some nice hard-hitting moments. Aleister Black with the victory. And, yeah, I mean, no great surprise. I expected Aleister Black to win. But, oh, man, I still can't get over that botch. Nor the size of Lars Sullivan. You don't really appreciate it until you see him in there against, you know, a fellow big guy like Aleister Black. And he still absolutely towers over him. So, good showing. Good showing. I can oversee the botch. The final match, obviously, the street fight. Johnny Gargano against Tommaso Ciampa. What a match. This is 5 stars. No doubt about it. Absolutely brilliant. As I said, you know, the Velveteen Dream Ricochet match definitely ran this close. But for me, the ending to this main event and that spot with the wedding ring as well. So, basically, they started off, they were fighting in the crowd. There was a guy that was planted there. He was holding this Johnny Wrestling sign. And it said, Johnny, use this. And Johnny does. And it turns out that hidden in the sign was a stop sign. I remember saying on the live stream that Mattel need to make a battle pack of Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa with a stop sign. Because they were using that. They went back into the ring. Chairs were being used. Trash cans were being used. I gotta be honest. It's not that I didn't like the match, but at that point, it's like, I thought this was a street fight and not an Extreme Rules match. Like, I wanted them to be fighting in the crowd, by the merch stand, maybe spilling outside. That's a street fight to me. This was just, let's use a trash can, let's use a stop sign, let's get some handcuffs. And it was just like, okay. So, yeah, it kind of, I don't know, it took me a while to get into it. Things definitely changed, though, when Tommaso started cutting the ring canvas. And so he's cutting that, exposes the padding, takes the padding away, exposes the ring boards. That, for me, is when this match went to a different level. Match continues. They don't do anything with that. You know, a few little teases, but nothing came of it. The big spot, though, happened. You know, Tommaso was leading Johnny towards the entrance, and he was talking trash to him. Very reminiscent of how they broke up. You know, they were walking. He had his arm round him, and then he turns around, throws him into the sign. They repeated it. I expected Johnny to reverse it, but he didn't. So quite a surprise there. But Tommaso hurls Johnny into the sign, then takes him over to the boxes. They climb up, And it looks as if Tommaso is about to just dump Johnny onto these two tables. But before he does it, he takes off Johnny Gargano's wedding ring, spits on it, and then hurls it away. And just the time it took him to do that, Johnny reverses and puts Tommaso through the tables. We then get, Tommaso getting put on a stretcher and all this kind of stuff. Johnny grabs that stretcher, wheels him back down to the ring, and this is where we start to get towards the finish. He puts the handcuffs on him, puts him in the Gargano escape. Tommaso is tapping, but there's no referee there to call it. All these people in suits come down, they break them up, basically Johnny manages to get back to the ring. Pushes his way through all these people, but gets caught. Tommaso is back up, grabs Johnny, DDT onto those exposed ring boards. 1, 2, 3. Tommaso Ciampa wins. The finish has to be seen to be believed. The way that the match flowed, was fantastic. Real drama as well. The wedding ring spot I loved. The repeat of how they actually split. I just wish Johnny had reversed it this time, instead of them literally just repeating it. But that didn't matter for me. When they exposed the ring and then they did use that in the finish, it's a 5-star match. If you're gonna give Johnny Gargano against Almas 5 stars, and you're gonna give the first encounter between these two 5 stars, this is in that bracket, so it has to be a 5-star match. Not sure if Ricochet Velveteen will get 5 stars. That could be a 4.75, maybe a 4.5, but it's a great match as well. The tag team title match, the heavyweight title match, both great matches. I'd say the women's championship was probably the match I enjoyed the least, but it was still fine. Overall, this was a fantastic show. Some people were saying it was the best takeover. I don't think it was. I think that's just because you've just seen it. But it was an amazing show. If you've not seen it, you've got to watch it. Certainly the end of that Gargano Ciampa match. But yeah, for me, an incredible show. And let's see what Money in the Bank has got in store. So join me for that. I will be doing a live stream for Money in the Bank that'll have giveaways, competitions, loads of fun reactions. Just everything's going to be in it. I'm really looking forward to that live stream. So join me for that. That starts just before the kickoff show does. We'll then go through the kickoff show, through the full card, and honestly, I cannot wait. So make sure you join me for that. Thanks for joining me for this. Let me know your thoughts about this show in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. And hopefully, see you again next time. Bye for now.